they're cute boys and they do all these poses that are just like, don't fall for it. The third type of Korean F-boy profile that you should look out for is the Mr. Ambiguous profile. And I say ambiguous because his profile really doesn't let you know much. It uses the words open-minded. Now you have to be very careful. And I'm talking about very careful when you encounter a profile from a Korean guy that says open-minded, because open-minded in the general sense means exactly what you think it means. It means we can talk about any and everything. I'm cool. I don't get upset about stuff. Like, it's okay. Like, but open-minded to some of these online Korean guys doesn't mean that. It's pertaining to nature. That's what he means when he says he's open-minded. And we're gonna call this type of guy Jin, okay? We'll call him open-minded Jin. Open-minded Jin is patient. You know when I say patient, this guy is patient, okay? This guy will talk to you and make you feel as though you guys are building a connection. Maybe one day you're gonna get married as soon as you land in Korea. He's patient, you know, to get you to warm up and talking about what he wants to actually talk about. I accepted an open-minded profile, and he was pretty, just like Mr. Honest, Mr. Perv over there. Open-minded is generally very cute. They're cute boys and they do all these poses that are just like, don't fall for it. Okay, don't fall for it. So I accepted it and we talked and I was like, damn, he's a nice guy. And yeah, we talked and the conversation started turning, you know, a little bit too personal, but I suppose that's what happens when you get to know people. So he started asking me questions like, have you dated like non-African guys? Have you ever kissed a Korean guy? I would like to kiss a girl. You're so pretty, you're so beautiful. And he'll say things. He's all about compliments. So he'll say things to get you to be like, oh my gosh. And then you fall for it like an idiot. And then, you know, the conversation goes in another direction. Like, for example, my biggest thing when I was online was I didn't know a whole lot of Korean. I knew how to read some words and I knew how to say I can't speak a lot of Korean. So like every time I said hi, I'd be like, 안녕하세요. And they'd be like, oh, 한국말 줄 알아? And I'd be like, no. No, that's pretty much all I know. Open-minded Jin would engage in voice calls with me, you know what I'm saying? Which is weird because he was completely Korean by the sounds of it. We were using Line, which has a translator in it. So he was completely Korean according to him. He didn't understand no English. So I would have to up my Korean. And every time like we ended the call and after saying a few Korean words, he says some stuff like, oh, your Korean is so good. You sound just like a Korean person. Your accent is perfect. Are you sure you're not Korean?
Are you sure you're not Korean? Because you sound just like Korean. I like it. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you're not Korean.
And stupid me would be like, 진짜, 정말이야? 거짓말.
I hope so.
Don't fall for it, okay? Don't. I can't believe I fell for it. Don't fall for it. Your Korean can only be as good as how much you put into it. And I was using an app at the time and I still am, and I didn't have anyone really to practice with one-on-one. So my Korean honestly could not have been that good. But he told me and I was like, that's why when the conversation came up of who I've dated, who I haven't dated, it was easier to have those conversations. But then he started asking to see pictures of my boobs. And, you know, I said no.
I said no and he blocked me. He was like, don't bother to call me again. I'm gonna be single forever.
So the big takeaway from this is those three profiles. If you see a profile that says I'm a pervert, don't waste your time. If you see a profile that talks about like hip hop, rap, BBW, you can engage in that person, but just be careful because you do get people in Korea, and I have one person that I've met, and he's amazing. He likes American style, like culture. He likes music, he likes the clothes, and he's an individual. Like, he's not trying too hard to be American. He just doesn't identify as Korean, and that's perfectly fine. Like, we have normal conversations, and he's funny, and it's great. But it's some creeps out here trying to get in on that booty that they know they can't handle. Okay, don't give it to them. So just be careful. And the number one profile that you should be careful about as well is the open-minded profile. If it seems like it's too good to be true, it is too good to be. On how to eliminate, the attention that you don't want to get online. If you are like me and you're above the age of 25, then it goes without saying that you shouldn't be out here accepting requests or requesting for 16-year-old Korean boys. Don't be the creepy Nuna, okay, that's looking at little Korean 16-year-old boys. What are you doing? What are you doing? Leave the boys alone, okay? They're cute. They're very cute. Their English is cute, but leave it at that, okay? Don't be out here hunting for little 16-year-old Korean boys. 25 and below is not, those are not profiles that I myself engage in, because I know that we're not going to speak about anything productive. Second tip that I'm going to tell you, like I said, if it's too good to be true, it usually is. So if this guy looks like this, or he looks like this, or he looks like this, you're asking for stress and like confusion and heartbreak. Yeah. If you think you're gonna find a Kim Soo-hyun or a Park Ji-min or a Kim Woo-bin or some K-drama guy online, you're crazy. You're absolutely out of your mind. And if you do happen to come across someone that looks remotely like that, I'm just gonna say this: he's not single. Okay, when I say he's not single, he is not single. Okay, he probably has like 5 girlfriends, 3, 7, 1. Either way, he's not gonna have enough time for you online to keep up a conversation. So don't be disappointed. The third thing I'm gonna warn you about is ghosting. Okay, Korean guys, it's just like a Korea thing. You will be in the middle of a conversation and you think that it's going well, and then all of a sudden, silence.
Silence! I kill you!
It's like silence, radio silence. He's not reading the messages. He's not responding. Sometimes he does read, he just doesn't respond. And then 3 months later, it'll be, hey, don't let that get to you. Don't let that get to you. It's sort of like a thing where they don't say like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. They just keep quiet and life happens. And also you have to consider, depending on where you're from, the time zone. Like from where I'm from, Korea is 7 hours ahead of me. So when I'm getting up, their day is almost done. When I'm starting my day, they're getting ready for bed. So it makes sense that you guys wouldn't be able to like, talk constant. And I've learned to do it as well. If conversation goes dry, then it just goes dry and you move on with your life and you find somebody else who's more interesting to talk to. I was lucky, like I said, in that I've met like more decent people than not. My first Korean contact that I exchanged other social network informations with was actually great. Chang Woo-meng made sure that he spoke to me every day. Every day. And when he couldn't, he would apologize and he'd let me know exactly why he couldn't, which he didn't need to do. No one ever needs to do that, but he did. So like I said, you will find like good, decent people. And then you'll find people who are like the people that I spoke about in the video earlier on. So I'm gonna wish you all the best in your journeys to find your Korean husband, to find your oppa. Again, I'm gonna say the chances of that happening online are very, very, very like ego. Very tiny, but surprise me, I guess. Comment below, let me know about some of the online stories that you have, what you've experienced, some of the profiles that you think people should avoid, well, girls should avoid. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Annyeong!